This is the MC TOMOUNT Canvas Tent Bell Tent, the 16.4-foot high wall version with the stove jack and a zip-off floor. My first impression wasn't about specs at all. It was about scale. It feels less like a tent and more like a portable room. The high walls and the warm khaki canvas change how I plan a trip. I don't pack ultralight gear for this. I bring real pillows, a cot on a frame, the rug, and a proper lantern. Because the space actually invites that, the silhouette is classic Bell with a twist, tall sidewalls supported by perimeter poles and a central mast that lifts the roof to about 9.18 feet. Those walls are the headline. At roughly 55 inches tall, they keep the canvas from sloping into your head near the edges, so I can stand or sit upright almost to the perimeter. The footprint is wide, about 16.4 feet across, and the perimeter is broken up by multiple door panels. There are 8 doors with mesh windows, which sounds unusual until you live with it. No matter where I put the bed or a table, I have a door in reach and a breeze on demand. The fabric feel is what I want from canvas living. The roof is a TC blend, 65% polyester, 35% cotton, so it breathes and doesn't turn the interior into a greenhouse. It throws a soft, golden light inside instead of that cold glow you get from thin nylon. The walls are 210D Oxford cloth, which helps with weight and drying time. And the floor is a thick 600D Oxford that zips off all the way around. Zippers are chunky and need a firm pull. Everything about the hardware feels substantial. Poles, stake points, and reinforced corners, without being fussy. It has a stove jack pre-installed, which is a heat-resistant port where a wood stovepipe exits through the roof. That one detail stretches the tent into true 4-season use for me. From my experience, setup is a workout, but straightforward once you know the order. I scout a flat area big enough for the footprint and guy lines. Around 22 to 25 feet across gives me room to tension everything correctly. I lay out the floor, stake the corners, feed in the center pole, then clip in the side poles around the perimeter and tension the straps and guy lines so the walls stand straight. Solo, I'm at 35 to 45 minutes. With a second pair of hands, 20 to 25 minutes is realistic. The carry bag is dense and around 55 pounds according to the spec. I split the load by carrying poles separately and it's far more manageable. Key features show themselves during the first afternoon. Those 8 mesh back doors keep air moving and the roof fabric breathes, so heat buildup is mild compared to polyester domes. If I unzip the floor and roll the walls up, the whole thing becomes a huge open pavilion. I use that canopy mode for hot days and backyard hangs. At night, I zip everything back down and it's quiet inside. The canvas dampens gusts, so I'm not listening to that plastic rustle all night. On the waterproof side, the brand's claim is honest. The roof fabric itself doesn't have a heavy PU coating, so it relies more on the weave and fiber swelling. I seasoned the canvas at home, soaked and dried it twice, so the stitch holes tightened up. With that done, I stayed dry in light to medium rain. For long, sustained downpours, I don't plan to sleep through the night without extra protection. I either add a tarp cover or move camp. The floor and walls are listed at PU 3000 millimeters, and that checks out for puddle defense. But I avoid letting water pool around the perimeter zipper. That zipper is the one area I baby by keeping the skirt clean and brushing off grit before packing. Wind handling is all about pitch quality. The high walls will catch gusts if you're lazy with guy lines. I upgraded key stake points with longer steel stakes in sandy soil, and that changed the whole story. With tight lines following the roof seams and good anchors, the tent rides out the kind of winds most people actually camp in. In deep winter, the stove jack turns it into a different experience. With a small wood stove, I can keep the interior comfortable, boil water, and dry damp socks. I use a spark arrestor and a proper heat shield under the stove, and I keep ventilation open so there's fresh air. Simple rules that make hot tenting safe. Living in this tent is why I bought it. I put a queen-sized cot on a frame, 2 low tables, 2 chairs, and still have a walkway. The height lets me change clothes standing up, and hanging a lantern from the center pole lights the whole space evenly. The removable floor is the most practical thing here. If I track in mud, I unzip it, drag it out, hose it off, and zip it back in once dry. Breaking camp is where canvas ownership asks for discipline. If the tent is damp, I air it out fully before storage. Mold is the enemy of any canvas setup, and a dry roll solves it. Folding this much fabric into a clean rectangle becomes muscle memory after 2 or 3 trips. Fold walls in, quarter the roof, kneel to compress, then roll tight. In my opinion, the high wall design is the core advantage. It unlocks real furniture placement. I can push a cot right near the wall and still sit up, which makes the 16.4-foot footprint feel like a studio, not a circle with dead space at the edges. The ventilation is the second big win. TC Canvas breathes, so I wake up to dry walls instead of that clammy condensation you get in synthetics. The third is flexibility. The zip-off floor and roll-up walls give me 2 modes, a sealed shelter and a breezy canopy, without buying extra pieces. The stove jack matters a lot for shoulder season tricks. With the right stove and ventilation, it turns cold nights into cozy evenings. And I can't skip the look and feel. The tent just has presence. It's photogenic, sure, but more importantly, it's calm inside. I notice conversations sound softer and sleep runs deeper. There are trade-offs, and I think new users should know them in plain terms. Weight is real. You'll want a vehicle, and you'll want to think about how far you're carrying the bag. Setup asks for intention, good site selection, correct guy line angles, and the patience to tension lines evenly. Wind wants proper anchors, and water management is about expectations. The roof breathes and sheds light to moderate rain well, once seasoned. But I don't plan for all-night heavy storms without an added fly or tarp. None of these are negatives to me. They're just the cost of a canvas living space that feels this comfortable. It's perfect for car camping, family weekends, music festivals, and semi-fixed backyard setups where you can leave it pitched for a few days. I used it as a chill-out lounge during a rainy afternoon and fit 6 adults on chairs around the center pole without it feeling cramped. I've also used it as a warm base on a mild snow weekend. I brushed the roof a couple of times so snow wouldn't build up, and it stayed toasty with the stove running low. I'd recommend this for campers who want livable space over ultralight convenience, for creators who need an attractive set for photos or video, and for anyone who wants that airy, breathable canvas vibe without spending luxury brand money. If you love backpacking simplicity or expect to camp frequently in severe storms, this won't be your favorite tool. If your trips look more like a base camp you actually hang out in, this makes a lot of sense. In conclusion, the TOMOUNT Canvas Tent Bell Tent nails the comfort side of camping. The high walls change how the space works. The TC roof keeps the interior balanced and dry from condensation. And the modular floor and roll-up walls make it adaptable to heat or cold. It's not a featherweight, and it asks for good pitching habits and dry storage. But the payback is huge. A quiet, breathable, year-round room that travels with you. From my experience, it's a solid value for anyone chasing that glamping grade feel with practical features and honest materials. I will share detailed information about the TOMOUNT Canvas Tent Bell Tent in the comments section, everyone. Thank you for watching.